Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Slayer Talk. My name is Mark. With me as always is my wife Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week. Here it is, January 18th, 2000. The year 2000.
That sounds so weird.
You looked concerned at me when I started my
Because you start giggling every time you're introducing me as your
No,
wife,
I
and
was-
it's like, are you just not used to saying it, or like, what
No,
the fuck?
I was giggling because of your look. This is a cart before the horse situation.
I don't know, because you usually laugh at our introduction, even though nothing funny is happening.
I'm smiling. I'm setting the mood.
I feel like there's something funny that happens in your head. I just don't. I'm not part of the joke. That's all. You should let us all in on it.
Yeah, okay. Does the entity in your throat want to...
Fuck you!
What? Have something to say about...
You are such an asshole.
Did anyone else hear that? That being screaming to be released from inside of Carol?
Oh my god. You're so mean to me. Do you guys hear how mean he is?
Well, there was some, like, gurgling sound from your throat.
It happens sometimes. You know that. You're so mean.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway, Carol, I think maybe this show is doomed.
I think maybe it is.
That's the name of the episode.
It is.
Doomed. Buffy.
So Buffy is like way too gloomy, Gus.
Yeah, really, it's weird. Like, I mean, she's always been, I guess, kind of like, you know, woe is me, I'm the Slayer, this is my lot in life sort of thing. Like, but I expected the Peanuts theme when Charlie Brown is walking away sad to play, like, everywhere she went, that, you know, that...
Yes. That's awesome.
But we start out exactly where we left off with Hush.
No, it wasn't Hush.
Hush. Yes, it was.
No, it was not.
Yes, it was.
Hush. With the silence, like, episode.
Yes.
That is not where we left off. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's the last episode we did.
So her and whatever his face is
Riley.
found out about each other at the end of Hush.
Yes, because they were fighting those monsters.
All right.
And he's like, she was like pointing to she couldn't speak. She was pointing to the thing like, hey, I need that. Fucking release the voice thing so I can scream or whatever. And he like opened it up. He thought it was something else at first. Yeah, because at the end of the episode, he's like, I guess we should talk. That was like the joke.
Oh.
That was like the joke at the end of the episode.
It's been too long since we saw it. Like, they took too long of a break. I get lost.
I love how fucking adamant you were that I was wrong. No, we weren't.
I like to argue with you.
It's
One of my many joys. Me and the thing in my throat.
Anyway, so they have their conversation, kind of.
Kind of. I mean, like, she's being really evasive.
He's like, hey, so, like, I guess, like, what are you? And so, you're right, she is being super evasive. She is not answering any of his questions. It's like, just tell him who you are.
Yeah.
He knows now.
And, I mean, she already knows what/who he is. Like, she
runs down the whole thing, and he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's actually exactly right.
Except she accuses him of, like, being a phony about his persona, and he's like, no, everything else is true. Like, he
Yeah.
really is from, like, Iowa
Iowa,
or whatever, and, you know.
Born and bred, he says.
He is himself Riley. He just has a secret job. He is not a secret persona of, like, somebody else entirely.
No, it's like The Secret of My Success. That movie with Michael J. Fox.
But then she finally tells him that she is the Slayer, and she's real sarcastic because he
Slayer,
doesn't.
the.
Right. And she's all sarcastic because he doesn't know what that is, and she's like, seriously, you don't know, like, oh, I'm sorry, you big bad bitch. Like, not everybody doesn't know who you are.
And she's like, we're not the same. Like, because he's like, oh, you know, we're suited for each other, or whatever. She's like, no, this is a fucking job to you. This is adventure. This is fun or whatever. This is my life.
This is fate. I have to do this. Mm-hmm. It's who I am.
I used to be Christy Swanson, then I got better.
I think Christy Swanson is prettier than Sarah Michelle Gellar. Oh, wow. I mean, they're both gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, side by side comparison, I got to go Christy Swanson.
It's close. Before we really got into this show, I would have said no doubt Christy Swanson, but I don't know. Buffy's grown on me.
You got a little crush on the Buster.
Sarah Michelle Gellar has grown on me.
I see. I think Christy Swanson has a better body.
Yeah.
I mean, Sarah Michelle Gellar is probably buffer, like stronger.
Buffier.
Right.
She's a better Buffy.
Yeah.
She's a better fit for this character.
Yes. Agreed.
And this show is better than the movie, I think.
Oh, 100%. It's weird that they're by the same person.
Yeah, exactly. Joss.
But so Buffy decides that the relationship is doomed, hence the name of the episode.
Yeah, she keeps saying, that and the other thing that's, the world's doomed.
Yeah, whatever.
But
who cares about that?
She does say that, though. She's like, we're doomed.
This relationship is doomed.
It's really weird because she's like, we have more in common or whatever. Like, we're a better match than I thought. And, like, we know we're fighting the same thing. And it's like, yeah, like, all of this makes sense.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, when you were like this innocent guy or whatever, that's worse.
Yeah.
Like when you were in high school, you didn't want to date some high school kid because you were like, no, I can't draw him into this world. He could get killed. He could get hurt. Blah blah blah. And it's like, this guy is actively fighting the evil you are.
Yeah.
He's prepared for it. He is signed up for it. That's who you should be dating.
She's being crazy. She doesn't. Did she talk to her friends about this afterwards?
No.
She should.
I know. If she had talked to Willow, there would be something else.
Yeah, they need to have a little heart-to-heart there.
They've got their hands full with, what's his face? The British guy.
Spike.
The
British guy.
With Spike.
Spike makes a very...
so north here.
Spike makes a very exciting discovery in this episode, though.
Yeah, but first he has to hit rock bottom first, though.
Yeah. Tell us what rock bottom was.
Oh, okay, you don't remember. So there's some kind of leak in Xander's room.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, Xander's apparently is a pizza delivery guy now or whatever.
He just does whatever he needs to make some money.
Seriously. He's like, fucking fix this. You can't even hurt me. You're a piece of shit.
He is pretty mean to him.
And he goes to leave. It's so funny, too. This is one of the like funniest moments. Spike goes to like hit him with the wrench.
Yeah.
And then he's like grabs his forehead because it's too painful.
But he's silent about the whole thing. It's not like he screams, so Xander doesn't even like have any clue it happened.
You just see it behind his back.
Yeah.
It's very funny. But anyway, so he comes back and he's like, nothing's been fixed. He's like, it's wetter than ever.
Yeah, there's like a foot of water on the ground. It's probably like toxic shit down there.
Right.
Get out of there, man.
And so Spike is standing on top of the chair or something like that. He's got a stake pointed at the table.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, whatever, oh, take me now or something. And he tries to fall. He just breaks the table.
Yeah, he falls on it trying to kill himself.
But he's trying to kill himself by spiking himself. And they're like, what the fuck? They all come in. And it's not Buffy's not there. But
no, it was just Xander and Willow, I believe.
Xander, Willow, and I guess just them, yeah.
And then he's
no
like...
Anya in this episode.
No, that's weird. But he's like, don't turn around.
Don't turn around. Uh-oh.
Right? Isn't this when that happened too? When he's like, don't turn around and... Was that before or after he tried to stake himself that he said, don't turn around?
I think it was... I don't remember. Maybe after. We come back to the basement a couple times. I don't know.
But when he says don't turn around, they turn around and look at him, and he is wearing Xander's Hawaiian shirt and shorts.
Awful.
Because his clothes got wet.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So they're like, oh my God, you got to come with us. We're going to help Buffy or whatever defeat the evil, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't do anything or whatever. I'm fucking useless. And they're like, we can't, like, I mean, Xander wants to leave him there. Xander's like, oh, let him kill himself, whatever, you know.
Right?
But Willow's like, we can't do that.
Yeah, come with us. Let me save you.
And then he says to them, he's like, well, you guys think you fucking help. Well, you think you fucking help Buffy. You don't do shit with Buffy.
Oh, yeah, he tears them all apart. Talking about how they're like little puppy dogs that follow her around and that they're as useless as they were in high school and like all this. Yeah.
There's a lot of you haven't progressed since high school kind of stuff. Because he says to Xander, he's like, yeah, most people your age are going to college. You're fucking doing nothing with your life. Mm-hmm. And you're as big of a dork now as you were in high school.
She's like, I'm not a dork. I used to be a dork, but I was dating somebody in a band.
She gets called a geek by the guy she tutored in high school because she goes to this party. She invites Buffy to this party, and Buffy and Riley are having their like talk or whatever. And so Buffy's late. And while she's there, she sees one of the sorority people or something like that, one of the women, but she's with the guy from high school. She's like, oh, I didn't know you two were dating or whatever. And the girl gets like jealous or whatever of Willow for some reason and is like, she whispers in his ear right in front of her. Mm-hmm. Incredibly rude.
And he's like, oh, we got to go get a drink. Bye.
Secrets don't make friends.
No. Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone.
That's right. So then later, Willow hears them talking, and she's like, I didn't want to see you flirt with that, redheaded strumpet or whatever.
Oh, she called her a geek, though, with that geek.
Well, he calls her a geek.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, he's like, are you kidding? Like, I wouldn't, like, she was nice to me or whatever in high school, but I wouldn't want to be with her or whatever. Like, she's a dork, I like my women hot. It's like, wow, thanks.
So she's all depressed, and weird choice goes, the power goes out, too.
Well, the power, because during the end of Buffy and Riley's talk, there's an earthquake.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an earthquake.
So the power goes out for a little bit of time.
But that's not where Buffy's coming from when she comes to the party. She's coming from the cemetery, I believe.
Oh, yeah. That's right. She's
fighting demons. Riley finds her there.
Yeah, Riley finds her there.
It's like she who hangs out in cemeteries, because that's one of the things she had said to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know. Everything's all discombobulated in my brain.
I think that's later, actually. I think she's doing something else, though. There are a couple transition scenes between them talking and this party at night. But Willow's like hanging out or whatever. There's a guy at the party too, in his room or whatever. And this like monster shows up and kills him and like skins part of him. Like takes some skin off.
You sound unsure.
No, he does. He takes some skin off.
Okay.
And slices him or whatever and leaves him on the bed. And because all the lights are out, Willow's upset and she goes into some stranger's room.
Right, it's so bizarre.
And lays down on the bed. And the lights come on and we see the dead body next to her.
So, back up here for a second, though. It's kind of like, I don't know, stereotype. The frat party, some girl sleeping on the coats gets, sexually assaulted because she's passed out or...
Sure.
I've heard that story a few times. You're looking at me sideways like you don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's not what happened, but...
No. But I'm saying that at least, makes sense. You're drunk. You're looking for a place to pass out. Sure,
that makes a lot of sense. Sexual assault of women on campus.
No, I'm saying crawling into a strange bed at a party. But Willow's not drunk. She's just sad. Sad does not make you crawl into a strange bed at a party. At least not alone.
I think you could have made that point without the sexual assaults. You could have just said, sure, if she was drunk and falls into the bed of coats or whatever. But she's not drunk. She's sad. Yeah, I agree. It's weird. It's a weird
choice.
Yeah.
All.
But she does it. And then she's traumatized because she finds the body. People come and take it away.
And in the meantime, so there's the monster demon thing that does that. But Giles gets involved, I think, earlier in the episode.
Well, the earthquake. Because of the earthquake, Buffy goes over there. And she's like, it's fucking end of the world. Like, this is the fucking end, and we need to do stuff to prepare.
Yeah, initially she's freaking out saying that because she's like, remember last time there was an earthquake and I died?
Yeah.
And everybody else is like, it's Southern California. There are earthquakes. It's no big deal.
The most surprising thing is that there hasn't been an earthquake since then.
Right.
It was like 3 seasons ago.
And then Giles is like researching and he's like, oh, it's the end of the world.
Well, first of all, he's like, so first he goes, yeah, Buffy, it's fine. Like, it's just an earthquake, whatever. And he's like, but I've been thinking about the military people, and I think I know where their installation is. And she's like, the earthquake, though, we gotta be scared about it. Like, she keeps trying to change the subject from him figuring out the military thing, because she's keeping that secret now, to, like, I think it's the end of the world. Mm. So I think part of it is it freaks her out. Part of it, I think, is her trying to cover Riley's tracks.
Okay.
Riley also asks one of his military buddies about the Slayer. And he's like, oh, yeah, I heard of the Slayer. It's that boogie story that demons or whatever tell their kids at night. Like, eat your vegetables or...
The Slayer will get you.
What are vegetables? Like vegans? The vampires?
No.
But yeah.
She's not a demon slayer. She's a vampire slayer. Like, I realize she fights slayer. A lot of evil things, but technically, vampires.
Technically, the title is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the title of the show, yes. Wow. Anyway.
I told you my brain's discombobulated.
So... Yeah, so she's trying to, like, help him cover his tracks. Because she doesn't want to admit, like, oh, I know now. They're under the school. I know who he is. Like, I know what they're doing. She even guesses what they call the undead things, NSTs or something like that. Like, non-sapien something. I don't remember what they were.
Yeah, I don't know. But yes, she does.
But anyway,
she's very dismissive and like mocking and stuff.
Like they're bullshit or whatever.
Which they're not. I mean, look what they did to Spike.
Yeah, I mean they're trying to do shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, they when the guy is found drained of blood, that's when Buffy goes to the cemetery. She's like, I'm looking for clues or whatever, and then she sees one of the demons stealing the bones of a child. Mm-hmm. And her and Riley fight it because it almost gets her. And her and Riley fight it, and then that she goes and describes it to Giles or whatever. And Giles opens his book and he's like, "That's the end of the world." Like, you were right, kind of thing. Because like it's a ritual with these demons or whatever. Bones of a child, the blood of a man, and
the skin of
this thing, the words of whatever it's called, the words of Tenach or something. I don't know.
But you said they took skin.
No, they took the blood.
But you said they took a piece of skin from the body.
I didn't say that he took a piece of skin. I said he was like skinned. He was like a half flayed.
Ew.
That's how his body was presented.
Ew.
But he drained him of his blood or whatever.
Okay.
But the third thing they need is something called the words of whatever. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, we got to stop them from getting it. So we got to find it. So they split up and they go to the bookstore. They go to the magic shop or whatever. They're trying to find this because I think it's a book.
And then it turns out that Giles had it all along. He just forgot. Like, what the fuck?
It's just some keychain thing or whatever. It's like this little like trinket that he says he got at an occult garage sale.
What the fuck is an occult garage sale?
No, it was an occultist's like estate sale.
All right.
But it's weird.
Giles is weird.
So the monsters come and beat him up for it.
So, and then, like, they track the monsters down, mm-hmm. and they think they're, going to be making sacrifices. And slowly they realize that the monsters are actually sacrificing themselves.
Yeah, I realized it very quickly.
Yes, you did. You're very smart.
Because there's 3 sacrifices, and there's 3 of them.
Yeah, they're like chanting and stuff.
And they go up there, and there's 3 of them, but there's no. I don't see any sacrifices, and it's like, what? Are you serious? Like they're doing the ritual right now. There's 3 of them, and no other people there. Who do you think the sacrifices are?
Right.
So they all like fight and everything. Spike's there because they don't want him to kill himself or whatever.
Why?
I don't know.
Like, I don't get why they're emotionally invested in Spike in any way.
But Xander starts beating up. You know, it's kind of impressive that Xander and like Willow can physically fight demons.
Were they physically fighting the demons?
Xander was like punching them. Not that he was necessarily doing damage, but he was punching him. This demon, and it's just.
I'm sorry. I'm just picturing a D&D game now. Like, he's just rolling 0 critical failures. Like, I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
Wouldn't critical failure be like he tries to punch him and his like arm shatters or something?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
I got something better. D&D.
Good.
I did it.
Good for you. You get a cookie.
Anyway, so like he punches him a couple times, and then the demon just turns around and jumps into the crevice. Oh, because they go back to the school. I guess we should mention that.
Yeah.
They go back to their old stomping grounds, high school. They're back in high school again. It's all like a coming home thing.
Yeah, and the school's all overrun. Like, I completely forgot what it was like. It's like overgrown.
It's just destroyed.
It's destroyed, and it's like overgrown. Like, there's vines everywhere. It's like, it hasn't been that long.
Right.
But yeah, it's completely destroyed and abandoned.
Yeah, and does that happen in a city? Like a Southern California city where there's a bomb goes off in a school and they just leave it to rot? Well, don't you think that they like property values are, high in California?
That is true.
You don't think they'd bulldoze that over and build something else?
Yeah, and
What?
My brain.
What happens? Oh, it just exploded. Okay.
No, like I was totally like had a whole sentence and then there was only half a sentence.
It's overrun by things. It hasn't been that long.
Oh, it's on the Hellmouth. That's why.
Yes, it's on the Hellmouth.
That's what I wanted to say. It's on the Hellmouth, and that is why it is left to rot.
Well, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to open the Hellmouth or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Xander's like punching the shit out of one, and he just turns around and jumps into the Hellmouth. And Xander's like, oh, I won, I guess. But then the ground shakes, and that's when they realize, oh, they're sacrificing themselves. So they're all trying to fight them, and Briley's there. They're all there fighting.
Riley?
Yeah, Riley is.
Briley is what you said.
Briley's there.
Yeah, and they're all making fun of him.
Of Briley?
Of Riley, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he's in his, like, commando gear, and they're like, "What? Why are you dressed like G.I. Joe? What's going on?" Like,
right. Well, they don't know about him.
Yeah.
And the thing is just tell them. Like, they know about Buffy. Yeah. Who gives a fuck if they know about him?
I mean, they already know that there's military dudes running around. You guys are not good at, like, hiding.
They do figure it out at the end. They're like, oh, you're one of the military commanders. He's like, military what? Military huh? But anyway, so Spike's there and everything. One of the demons, like, backs into him or something like that. So he, like, turns around and smashes him in the face. And he's like, oh, I can hurt demons.
And then he gets so happy, and he gets his like vampire face on and starts just beating the shit out of the dude.
I'm a monster again. I'm an animal or whatever.
So now he won't be useless.
And they're like, Spike, don't let him go in the crevice or whatever. And he just throws him in the crevice. It's like, what? I'm helping. So there's one left who jumps down there, and this seems to defy gravity in some way. But Buffy's like, I'm going to go get him, and she takes time to strap in and everything. Riley's got like a carabiner cable or whatever, like ready to go. And she jumps into the Hellmouth, but somehow accelerates faster than him, I guess, and catches up to him, grabs him, and pulls him back up. We don't actually see it. Okay,
good, because I felt like I had a stroke because I couldn't remember any of what you're saying.
No, she jumps into because of its TV budget, they're not going to show the action part. She jumps into the hole, and then we just see Riley holding the rope and everything.
I do remember seeing that. Okay, good.
And then he's like pulling them back up, and they pull up her and the demon, and he can't sacrifice himself, so no apocalypse.
Yay, it's not Doomsday.
And that is essentially the episode.
It is. It was way better than it sounds. I really liked this episode.
It was a pretty good episode. I think so. Riley calls her out. It's like the soap opera part of it is, and it's very soap opera like.
They even do the soap opera music.
Yeah, I forgot about that. The soap opera part of it is the like wraparound story of what's going on, and he calls her out like you said about her being doom and gloom, where he's like, hey, I'll tell you what, this attitude you have of like, I'm doomed and everything's shit and all that stuff. That's how your life's gonna be if you think that way. If you are that way, that's like basically like think it and be it kind of thing, right? And so at the end of the episode, she's like, you know what? Like, you're right. I'm gonna give this a try, kind of thing. Maybe we won't be doomed.
So, I don't know. I don't like them as a couple anymore, and I think it's just because she's pissed me off.
I think he's fine.
No, he's fine. I'm saying her.
Well, so you don't want her to be with anyone? She's made you mad, so she doesn't get anyone now? That's
her attitude about being with him sucks. So
she doesn't deserve him.
I guess.
He's not as dreamy as Angel.
I didn't say he was.
So I don't know why you're so like he deserves so much better.
I just don't like her attitude, that's all.
All right. Well, why don't you fix your attitude and tell people where they can find their own military commando guy?
You can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com. Mm-hmm. Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
Yep.
And share the tapes with your friends.
Oh, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.